Hello, my name is Scott for SB Gaming, and welcome back to Prison Architect. It is version 2.0, although it really feels like, what was it, Alpha 47, Alpha 46? Yeah. Anyway, with version 2.0, Prison Architect has had its final content update, as you can see here. This is the final content update for Prison Architect. Unfortunately, the game still feels like it's in alpha, and it's just, I guess, the nature of early access development. So yeah, even though they went version 1.0 about 11 months ago, it still feels like it never went full version. So we are going to create a new prison, and this time I am going to play with a female prison, just because, well, I've not done it before. Pretty much, yep. And choose your warden. Well, we can either go with the standard balanced one. Doesn't have any benefits, of course, doesn't have any downsides. Of course, none of these have any real downsides. Lobbyist halves the likelihood of receiving prisoners who are violent, lethal, volatile, deadly, or fighters. We have Rita, who is ruthless and terrifying. Rita has a reputation for running her facilities through judicial application of fear. Has the likelihood of prisoners being stoical or fearless, and prisoners are suppressed twice as quickly. That's a possibility, although J.W. Periwinkle says he was a sapper in the war. He never says which war specifically, but he certainly knows everything about digging tunnels. And guard dogs have a 50% chance of fully uncovering any tunnel they detect. That just uncovers the tunnels. It doesn't make them more likely to detect tunnels, if I'm reading that correctly. I think in my last prison I did start out with J.W. Periwinkle, but then I modified it to get the pacifier, which reduces the overall temperature of your prison. The only problem is when you have gangs, this effect does not make a difference. You get max hate anyway, so yeah, so guard dogs have a 50% chance of fully uncovering any tunnels. And so, yeah, I guess, okay, that makes sense. Alright, yeah. When they detect a tunnel, or at least when they think they detect a tunnel, they put a flag, and then you have to do a search. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. I was reading that incorrectly. Anyway, Safara Aknova. Spotless reputation and a squeaky clean record, but behind the scenes, shady deals and under the table offerings are nothing uncommon for her. Gets a small cut of the resale value of each piece of contraband found, and prisoners found with contraband will be fined directly from their savings. So that is interesting. So if you pay your prisoners, anyone who uses prison labor pays their prisoners, you can actually get some of that money back. And I don't know which one I want to. Has the likelihood of prisoners being stoical or fearless. I actually would rather not have volatile prisoners, although yeah, this would make, well, still it halves the likelihood. So yeah, we'll go with the lobbyist. And we are going to go with a large map. I don't know how many episodes I am going to do for this series. We will just play and play. I don't have any specific goal where I want to take this prison. I have a few ideas, but beyond that, we are just going to play it as is. And fog of war, generate force. Yep, that's be typical. This is still experimental. Really. Generate buildings, don't really care. Failure conditions, they'll be sacked and it'll be game over if you let things get too bad. Riots, bankruptcy, too many deaths or escapes. No, let's not. I don't really care. Odds are with the lobbyists, I'm not going to have people who are going to cause a lot of issues, so, or at least have as many, so yeah. Are we going to do gangs? I played gangs in the last two prisons. Gangs mess up prison. No. This time around, we're not going to do gangs. And events causes events to occur during the game to keep you on your toes, adds extra challenge and an element of unpredictability. I don't really think it adds much of an extra challenge. It's just random things that shit on your prison, and there's nothing positive in these events. If you got... Probably one of my issues with this is the fact that you can turn it on or off. So if you don't want them, you don't have to have them. If it was something that was part of the game as a core thing, and this could be just the fact that the game still feels very much early access. But maybe I'll just always feel like that. Anyway, weather and temperature adds changing weather and varying temperatures to your prison, requiring you to think about heating. Did they fix this? Because this was hacked in, and I don't know much about it other than just more complexity. We'll play with weather and temperature just because I haven't done it, so it might be interesting to play around with it. But, yeah, about that. Unlimited funds, nope. Enable tools and cheats, nope. Although, with that said, I don't have any achievements to actually get, so... Other than executing a prisoner and or... There's the developer diary as well as the Polaroids. Those are the only achievements that I have really left, so... Nope, let's start. And we have our large size map. I don't know how far along I'm going to be playing, but yeah. Anyway, what I would like to do is a little bit of pre-planning. And I always like to go to 12 by 12. And yeah. And 12 by 12. All the way to there. Yep. Alright, so that's the external perimeter of the prison. So what we will have is... Yep. Okay, so I actually want a few... I'm going off of a diagram I have on my other monitor. I want to have sniper towers in the corners. So we're going to have snipers there. I'm also going to have snipers in here, although I don't know exactly where. I'll have to check the measurements. But... actually, yep, this is what I want to do. And I'm actually going to... oh, no. First, same thing. And like that. Alright, so now we will have 2 patrols. One along here, or I might just have it along here. These will be perimeter walls, providing extra layer of defense. And this will just be a fence so that prisoners out here can see. Yeah. And we want to... I don't know how many I want to go in from, but we want a... let's go 12 by 12. And the same thing over here. And so this will be the building itself. Alright, now I'm going to want to figure out where I want to have the entrance. And yeah, about this. One thing I'm going to do, it's been a long time since I have actually had a... what's it? Where's the shower? Shower. Usually what I do is I build the yard, throw some shower heads in the yard, and just have them go to yard for their shower time. I don't know if it's better to do it with shower rooms, but I know I've had issues where prisoners will leave their cells and they have a long way to travel to get to the showers. They kick off and riots happen. So, yeah, about that. Anyway, this is a 10 gap. Yeah, it should be fine. And then what I would like to do is we are going to build cells along the top and the bottom. And we want to go to 33. And yeah. And now I want to do probably 8. And then I'm going to want to do the same thing. 5 by 33. And so we'll have a shower room here. We'll have cell blocks of, I believe it works out to 40 people in each cell block. Although, did I get my math wrong? Yes, I did. All right. That's right. All right, so if my math is right, we should have 5 cells, and there will be, a entrance out here. We'll be doing the same thing over here. So we'll have 2 cell blocks of 40 prisoners each. I will basically do the same thing down here. We will have yard along the outside, although I think in my original design I was going to actually have a bigger yard, but yeah, that'll work. And then what I planned to do, actually, yeah, I'm going to measure it out later. Actually, no, I'm going to do it right now. Alright, so I worked out the proper distances between the towers that I wanted. Basically, from this corner to here, there's 56 in between, or rather 56 from wall to wall. Over this side, it's the same thing. And in my original design, this was also supposed to be 56. It's actually 57 because this is right up against the road, or at least up against the sidewalk. I would normally have it from there, so that's that. On this side, we have down to 47 rather than 56 because the map is, what was it? It is, if you can see it, I can't even see it. 160 vertical versus 188 roughly, yeah, horizontal. So it's bigger left to right compared to up and down. So yeah, these need to be at different distances in order for them to be even, and that's what I wanted. So we're gonna have guard towers all along here. We'll have snipers in each of those, and everything will be all good. And so we are going to continue on with this. I am going to 76 by 23. We're just going to place it down. 76 by 23. Perfect. So that is going to be the second cell block. And now what I want to do is we are going to have these actually segregated. This is going to be, yeah. And now I'm going to do the same thing over here. And now up here will probably be low security. Down here will probably be medium security. And then we'll have high security, max security here. And possibly super max across the street. Protective custody, I'm not sure where. I will probably do a few map expansions. But yeah, about that. And okay, this is definitely alright about this. Now, how much space is here? This is 4. Actually, that could work it quite well. Now, with that said, I could make these separate wings like that. That's a possibility. And make this an outdoor section. Yep, I think I might just do that. Right now, I'm just winging it. So, yeah, that is going to be the plan. But first thing, what I'd want to do, we might as well kick things off. Although, at this point, what I want to do is I want to get the bureaucracy going for reasons. So, bother. Should I do more planning? Yeah, I think this episode will just be planning. Anyway, we are going to need... The only things I planned ahead are having cell block here, and a big massive cell block here for maximum and minimum security. We are probably going to need to have separate canteens. If I do... Basically, the idea is I don't want the security levels to intermingle. And the way... Yeah, about this. So, actually, what I could do is I could have... No, we're going to do separate canteens. Alright, so I'm going to have 80 people on here, which means if I do canteen here, 3x4, it's 2 tables. How does this work out? That'd be 10 tables, which is 80 prisoners. All right. Well, that works out. And we are going to need how many serving tables? I have no idea. Let's put 4 in for now. So there's going to be a wall in here. Yep, that works. And then what I can do, actually, objects. The TV, I think it's a 3x3 box. So if I put TVs along this wall, these people will be able to... Okay. Yeah, that can work. Yep. Alright, about that. So now, what I'm going to do is we are going to 26x16. Do the same thing down here. Now, I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do exactly with the Supermax. Although I was thinking having a ring of cells like in... There is a prison that I did. I think it was where I had the maximum and... Yeah, maximum security in a set of cells that went around the outside. We had a common room in the inside. That was kind of what I was going for. But I might change it up. All depending. But we aren't going to have any gangs, so actually not really going to have a need for a separate Supermax. Alright, well, I'm going to have to plan this out, but for now... Yeah, we're just going to do that, because that is all I've planned for now. So we have cells, we have shower room here, we have canteen here, we're going to need a kitchen. Probably kitchen is going to be in this area. We are going to need offices, which I might put up here. Or actually no, offices can go in here, reception can go in here. We'll have a hallway going like this, I suspect. Yeah, what I'll probably do is I'll do reception here. And then we'll have a hall. Comes down here. And... oh, bother. Anyway, we'll do this exact same thing. We'll have services up here. And this will probably be staff only. Possibly. I'm going to have to think about this. But so far, this is the plan for this prison. I don't know how long this episode's going to be just because I did have to cut some things out. So right now, I'm at the 30-minute recording mark. So all depending on what I want to do. There's just some minor details. And I am very perfectionist-oriented that I really want to fine-tune the details before I settle upon anything. And yeah, so at this point I'm going to end it here, and we will be back to build in the next episode. If you have any comments or suggestions on what you would like to see done in this prison, let me know down in the comments. The earlier you get the comments in, the better. But hopefully you enjoy this new series of Prison Architect. And yeah, so thank you for joining me with this episode of Prison Architect Women's Edition. Thank you for watching. My name is Scott for SB Gaming. And as always, have a good day.